Good morning all. So as you saw in my last video, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for you on this look that I found on Pinterest. I just loved her coppery eyes along with the bold, dark, kind of vampy lip, and I thought that it was perfect for autumn, so I'm going to be recreating that for you guys today. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've already done my complexion, so I don't need to go in and do that. First thing I'm going to start with, and I've also already put on my primers, my lip primer, my eye primer, and my face primer. So I'm primed and ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to be using is True Gold by Bare Minerals. This is a loose pigment and it's very, very shimmery. Sorry about the background noise ahead of time. That's my little kitty playing at my feet with I don't know what. So I'm just taking some of that on one of my BH Cosmetics brushes. And I'm just going to pat that onto my lid from my lash line to my crease. All over my lid. And I'm patting this because it is a loose pigment. And if I went in and rubbed this in, then it would cause for me to lose some of that pretty glitter. And I don't want to lose any of that. So that eye is done. Hold on just a second, guys. I'm kicking the cat out. Okay, cat's gone. Sorry about that. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit more of that True Gold over to this eye. Again, just patting it on from my lash line up to my crease. And we'll be applying a little bit more of this after we're done doing our smoky crease. So you don't have to worry about putting too much down right now. This is just the start. Alright, once that looks nice and even on both sides, then I'm going to take another loose pigment by Bare Minerals. This one's called Faux Fox. This is one of their older colors, as is True Gold. And this one is not a shimmery color. It's not a metallic. It's just a nice flat color. It's perfect for crease work. And I'm going to take this on a pencil brush, pointed round brush for you. This one's by Mally. I've had this brush for years and it's one of my favorites. And I'm just going to go into my crease. I'm going to start at the outside and work toward the middle. You start wherever you want the most pigment to be laid down at. And I'm working in kind of little circles. And then kind of bringing that down just a little bit to close off that sort of outer V. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Into my crease and closing off the V. Make sure they both look nice and even, which they do. So you end up with something like this. Okay. Now I'm done with that one, so I'm going to put that one up. The next color I'm going to use, I'm going to actually use on a very small brush. This is my Urban Decay electric brush that I got with my electric palette, and I'm going to use the small end, and I'm going to be using that on my MAC, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I don't know if it's Hoax or Ho, but this is a satin. I think it's Hoax. And I'm just going to take this into the very outer corner to kind of deepen that. This is actually one of my favorite, all-time favorite crease colors. I think it looks great on every skin tone, and it works with a lot of different shades. When I run out of this, since I no longer purchase MAC products due to them doing animal testing, I will be replacing it with Cowgirl by Makeup Geek. It's a pretty good dupe for this color, I have been told, because this is kind of it is a brown, but it's a brown that has a sort of a red undertone to it. So it's really perfect for any kind of autumnal looks that you're going for, or if you are working with coppers or golds. It's a great color. Okay, after I have that in place, I'm going to take just a little bit more, and I'm going to go into my lower lash line and kind of continue that down about 2/3 of the way on my lower lash line. So I'm going to end about here. So we're leaving this third without any of the color on it. Okay, so that I end up with something that looks like that. Don't worry about any fallout that you get. We'll clean that up in a few minutes. So now what I'm going to do is just take my favorite blending brush. This one's actually by BH Cosmetics. I feel like it's the perfect size for a blending brush. It's not too big, it's not too little, it's not too square. It's just kind of perfect. I like that the tip is more rounded than squared off. Like I have this one by Bobbi Brown, but the bottom is, or the top rather, is flat. And I feel like that doesn't allow me to get into the crease easy enough. So I really like this one. Even though it's a more inexpensive brush than the Bobbi Brown, I do like it better. And I'm just working in little circles and then kind of dusting over the bottom line. I'm just softening that darker color into the faux fox shade that I already laid down. Alright, now what I'm going to do to soften the line between the Hoax color and my skin shade, I'm going to be taking a color by Makeup Geek called Vanilla Bean. I'm using Vanilla Bean because it's the closest color to my skin, and there's no kind of shimmer in this. So if you are close to my skin tone, this is a good transitional color for you. And I'm just taking that and kind of blending it all around wherever motif is touching my, not where motif, where Hoax is touching my skin. Just to help it transition softer and more gradient into my skin color. Okay? Alright. So, it should look nice and deep in the corners, like that, see? Very pretty. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with my little brush, now that I'm done with my crease work, and some more of that true gold, and I'm just going to apply some on there. And I'm just going to go back in and kind of touch up wherever I feel like I lost some of that true gold color. And I'm also going to bring it onto my tear duct. Okay. Take some more, do the same thing over here. Just bringing it back onto my lid so I don't feel like I lost any of that real pretty shimmer. And then extending it onto my tear duct. Alright, so I'm done with that shade. Okay, so my next step to this look is going to be a nice bold line. What I'm going to use, I've actually recently purchased the Graftobian Magic set for liner. I don't like it as much as I like my ID Weather Everything by Bare Minerals. So when this finally does run out, which I've had this for years and it hasn't yet, so I should be okay for a while, I'm going to have to just buy more of this because I don't like the Magic set by Graftobian near as much as I like this one by Bare Minerals. And I'm going to use this on my Ben Nye cake liner. This one is in the color black. And I'm just going to take 2 drops onto one side of the pan. And then with my Cinema Secrets brush, I'm just going to go in and kind of turn that into a paste in the pan. Trying to keep it on one side of the pan. Okay. Then I'm going to wipe a little bit of the extra off on a piece of paper towel because I feel like if I go in directly with that, it's too wet, the first dip. And I'm going to try to make as straight of a line as I can. I'm not going to do a really arched wing. I'm just going to go in. I like to start in the middle of my lid and work. And I'm just going to make it a nice straight line and connect it to the rest of the line, like so. I'll end up with something like that. Okay. Now to make it even more straight and less curvy, I'm just going to continue to work at that so that it becomes more of a straight line and less of a curved line. Okay. If your cake liner becomes a little bit too thick to work as a liquid liner, then just go back in and add another drop of your liner sealer and just work that back in till it's the consistency that... Okay, sorry about that. My husband didn't realize I was making a video. Okay, so what I did was, all I did was finish out this line to match this line as best as I could. And then I went in and I did 3 coats of mascara on my upper lashes and 1 coat on the lower lashes. You guys have seen me do that plenty of times before, so I figured no loss in you not seeing me do it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish out my my complexion by doing my cheeks. And the color I'm going to use first is my Laura Geller Blush and Brighten in Honey Dipped. This is my all-time favorite bronzer. I'm going to be using that with my BH Cosmetics angled brush. I'm just going to go in with my normal kind of triangle shape on both sides. Into my cheeks, just helping to contour a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to go into temple, hairline, temple, hairline, temple, hairline, temple. Okay. And whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to go into my jawline and down. Jawline and down, jawline and down, jawline and down. Alright, so I'm done with that. So the next thing I'm going to use is a color called Precious Pearl by Bare Minerals. This was in one of their box sets that I got at Christmas time, so I don't know if this is something that you can get on its own, like if you went into the Bare Minerals store, if you could buy this color, or if this was an exclusive color. I'm not real sure. The brush that I normally use is still a little bit wet from cleaning them last night, so I'm going to use my small Soft Focus Face Brush by Bare Minerals on the apples of my cheeks, working up into my temple, kind of like a little C shape. This color has sort of a mauve-y, purpley undertone to it, so it's good for this sort of autumnal look that I'm going for. Okay, I'm done with that. Then I'm going to use my Too Faced Candlelight with my Bare Minerals Flawless Face Brush just into my under eye and around my brow, kind of right above where I did the C's with my blush. The last powder that I'm going to use is my Ben Nye Luxury powder in Banana. Just a little side note, if anyone's tried the Ben Nye in Cameo, if you would let me know how you liked it, I would really appreciate it. I'm thinking about getting that one as well. I'm going to be using that on my largest Bobbi Brown brush that I have. And I'm going to go straight into my lower eye area and then kind of all over my face. A lot of women like to use a fan brush for this step. I don't think it really matters what shape brush you use as long as it's really large and soft and fluffy. This can't be a really tight brush. You want to disperse the powder really softly all over your face. And then, once I'm done with that, my last step is to do that really bold, cool lip that she had. I'm going to be using a color by Aveda. This color is called Spiced Plum. And this is just one of their lip glosses. They call it a lip glaze. Another color that would work really well for this is called Red Devil's Food Cake in the Butter Glosses by NYX. I know that that shade would work really well also. I just like the finish of this gloss. It has a real pretty slight gold sheen to it that works really well with the eye look that we did today. Okay. So once you have that on, it's done. The look is finished. So I think I did a pretty good job recreating this look. I'm going to pull up the picture one more time for us to take a look together. Beautiful, right? I thought that it looks pretty similar. Pretty close. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. If you'd like to see a full listing of the products, please visit my blog website below. The link will be in the description box. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share away with your friends. If you have any questions, want to see anything, want to see a review, want to see a first impression, a tutorial, have any beauty questions, please feel free to contact me at my email, which will be in the description box below, or through the YouTube comments. Thank you so much, guys, and have an amazing day.